Well, what's good, y'all? Listen to this. The idea of Akademiks actually squaring up with a rapper has never felt this close to reality. Now, a lot of people who just straight up hate AK and don't dig into the details forget that he's challenged Meek Mill more than once to box. He even said it didn't have to be public. Hold up, he also met the Peter Rosenberg. Yeah, that Peter Rosenberg from Hot 97, formerly Hot 97. Low-key, I do wonder how that show's doing. Just a quick sidebar. No shade, I genuinely hope they're all good, even though I've never really rocked with Rosenberg like that. But that's not the point here. The real twist is Lil Baby might be the one that actually pushed this over the edge. Now, this didn't just pop up out of nowhere. They'd already been trading shots, and later AK revealed he was paid $30,000 to stay quiet on Lil Baby because things had gotten personal. So from AK's side, he felt like he was being maneuvered into shaping a negative narrative around Baby, making fans say he had fallen off. That's why the money came in, 30 bands to keep quiet on the album. Then the album drops about a week, maybe 10 days later. AK finally speaks on it. And yeah, he wasn't feeling it. After that, Rod Wave stepped in, smoothed things over, and for a minute it looked like everything was cool. But then, hold up, March 2025 hits, and that's when the so-called slap incident goes down, with people still arguing whether it even happened. Personally, I believe AK, because if he actually got slapped, he'd say it straight up, and then pivot to the next rant. The silence says more than the noise. I just don't see him pretending to be tough in a situation like this. Sure, he crashed out a bit, but notice who that energy was aimed at, because K. Rich, the dude involved, was Lil Baby's man. AK even picked up the phone and called Baby directly. Baby denied he had anything to do with it, and that's exactly when AK snapped on him in the stream clip I'm about to show you.
If you got a problem with me, don't tell your mans you squashing it with me. Don't get on the phone, Rod Wave. I'll squabble up with you anywhere, anytime. You ducked it, and then you had your assistant squabble with you anytime. Scrawny as man, you a drug addict. Stupid as what up? I've been on that. You DM me. You DM me where you at. I DM you where I'm gonna be at. You never showed me yourself trolling. I will wash you anywhere. Facts. Well, we squashed it because Rod Wave is a mutual of ours. But don't fake squash it and say your drawers holder to ever do nothing. So when I called you in the morning and I said, bro, you did that? And baby, you gotta respond to it. I don't make this loud. You gotta respond to this. You're gonna either be or you're gonna stand on it and say, I did backdoor that. You thought it was cool? When I asked you in the morning, you know what you said? So the first thing I said, yo, bro, you know when it came up to me, he said some 4 p.m. You know the first thing you said? Yo, act, chill, act, man, you on that police ass. You scared of this 4 p.m. Bet. Who? I said, yo, nah, baby, like was. So he's like, act, what? You acting dumb. I said, bro.
So listen, when I first looked at this whole situation, I honestly thought Akademiks was just a little too lit and projecting his anger onto Lil Baby for no real reason. I genuinely don't believe Baby had anything to do with it, if I'm being real. And yeah, I also think AK should have trusted him more. Now, the specific incident Akademiks keeps pointing to, the one that really convinced him Baby played a role, comes from a night at Booby Trap, a Miami club, where he was hanging out with Trippie Redd. According to AK, Trippie can vouch that Lil Baby was supposed to pull up that night. AK said his whole plan was to dap Baby up and low-key the assistant like, yo, me and your boss are cool even after you tried that. He claims the club even announced Baby's arrival. The Baby allegedly walked in, then immediately walked right back out. And that right there is why AK believes Baby had something to do with it, thinking he dipped because he spotted Akademiks. So yeah, I get why that looks suspicious on the surface, but personally, I see it differently. I think Baby was probably just trying to avoid any situation popping off. If the assistant was with him, Baby might have been like, nah, let's bounce before this turns into something bigger. Because if AK says something, the assistant responds, and then crews start moving how crews move, that's bad for business. That's me giving Baby the benefit of the doubt. I really don't think this is something he'd need to lie about. But anyway, while Akademiks is online calling Baby out, talking crazy, saying he'd beat him up and all that, Aiden Ross is watching this unfold in real time. And remember, Aiden Ross runs Brand Risk. He just pulled off one of the most successful events ever with Adam 22. No punches thrown outside the ring, which is wild. The promo worked, the event ran clean, and the fights were delivered. So AK ends up calling Aiden Ross, and instead of cooling down, he just keeps piling on the disrespect toward Lil Baby. And yeah, I'm about to play that clip for y'all right now.
Lil Baby, you come box me.
Yo, actually box. Yo, box, Lil Baby.
I'll beat the brakes off of that. I don't know what he weighed. Right now, I weigh 215.
Damn.
I'll go down to 180. This is a public offering. And if he don't accept, he's... I'll go down to 180. I was 270 like about 8 months ago. I was 270 pounds. I'm 215 right now. I will get down to 180. I will get in the ring with Lil Baby. Don't backdoor me. I think you for that. That 4 p.m. shit. What you got going on? I want to box you.
Just texted me.
What he said? What he said?
I ain't leaking it on stream, but yeah.
What he said? Brother, what he said?
He just thinks I'm playing, so I'm just gonna not, you know?
Send him the clip. Yeah. You see, Aiden, I'm not into the trolling. I want your audience to hold you accountable. I'm telling you, I don't want you to get off the phone with me and like, oh no, tune into next stream. Whatever he said, I'm gonna agree to whatever monetary terms. If you confirm he's not doing it, I want you to call him a...
You really think I'm gonna say that shit? Are you... Why the fuck would I say that? That's y'all beef.
So,
That's y'all shit. I'm staying out of this shit.
You down with a gangster rapper who's down to send his assistant to try to swing at me after...
No, because if that's true, if that's true, because you know I f with you, I don't f with that.
Let me talk. After he copped the plea, paid $30,000, and he's down to still not trying to squabble me because I like, now that his man's brought it up, I bet, like, yeah, I actually do feel a way about it. Let's squabble now. So you're down to say that he's gangster if he's not trying to fight me one-on-one?
All I'm saying is, that I'm your friend, you know.
Straight up. 4 p.m. stand for 4. Let's get out of here, man. Yo, listen, when you get a confirmation, let me know. If not, man, we not bumping that shit no more. Facts. All right, holla at me. Peace, yo. I love you.
So here's the thing. Lil Baby genuinely thought Aiden Ross was just joking around and not being serious at all. And keep this in mind, Akademiks was also DMing Lil Baby over a year ago when they were already going back and forth about pulling up. At one point, Akademiks even sent him the address to his studio, which honestly feels like a wild setup. And that's because everyone knows Akademiks have a ton of weapons. He's also left a huge digital paper trail of himself saying, if anyone ever pulls up on me, I'm scared for my life. So realistically, if a rapper actually pulled up to Akademiks trying to run a fade, there's a real chance it ends very badly. I'm just being honest. I personally believe that situation would end in a morgue, not a fair fight. I don't think Akademiks would ever give someone a clean one-on-one, especially if he feels threatened. That's just how I see it. So at this point, things kind of cooled down, or at least it looked like they cooled down. Everyone assumed this would blow over like almost every other academic situation, right? But nope, because then Akademiks decided to bring Jada into it, and that's a line you usually don't cross. Jada, for those who don't know, is one of Lil Baby's baby mamas. The very next day, he was yelling 4PF on stream, and yeah, that's when things officially went left. I'm gonna play that clip for you right now. This is Akademiks.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna beat you in a wheelchair. I'm gonna do you dirty. Yo, Jada Waiter, I'm gonna beat this for Ari and all them other. I got you. I'm gonna beat the brakes off this. Everybody knows not like that. He was just a who got lucky because he could barely speak English, so he usually mumble, and it worked. If Lil Baby could pass the physical and the IQ test, and they could not classify him as a, I'm beating him under the ground. 4 PF, I'm gonna beat him 4 feet deep into the. Look at this.
Here's my issue with all of this, and listen closely. Akademiks went from about 270 pounds down to 215. He's what, like 5'7" or 5'8"? And we all know people lie about their height online. On top of that, Akademiks always wear those giant Balenciaga shoes that add a good 3 inches. So even if we give him 5'8" and credit for the weight loss, 215 at that height is still obese, and I mean very obese. Especially when you factor in that he's not weight training or building muscle at all. This isn't lean mass. So for Akademiks to get down to 180, I honestly think he underestimates how hard that really is. That level of discipline would be brutal for someone with his lifestyle. And at the same time, I think he's overestimating how fit he'd actually be for boxing at 180. Personally, I'm more willing to put my money on Lil Baby. The baby is naturally thin. He just needs conditioning. That's it. And in boxing, I'm always betting on the slimmer guy lasting longer. Akademiks would probably try the Jason Love strategy, but let's be real, Jason Love is in way better shape. I think Akademiks would gas out in about 15 seconds. But there's something else I'm not letting slide. Akademiks saying Lil Baby is just an idiot who got lucky is crazy. No, we're not doing that. Because Akademiks himself was out here praising Lil Baby before. He was hyping him up, comparing his run to Wayne. And you don't get lucky and go on a Wayne-level run. You don't luck your way into that level of skill. So if Akademiks help lead that praise train, we're not rewriting history now. Lil Baby is a skilled rapper, period. Was he fortunate to be encouraged by Gunna and others around him? Absolutely. But that doesn't erase talent. Calling him lucky is disrespectful. Now, maybe Baby isn't a genius, but I'd still say he's smarter than Meek Mill. And yeah, I said it. Meek to me is one of the few rappers who just isn't that sharp, which is wild because he's an excellent rapper. But anyway, that needed to be said. So Aiden Ross goes live again and Akademiks calls him up. He claims Lil Baby told him he's down to the box. That's when things really get wild. You hear Akademiks talking about contracts, betting everything, gladiator-style combat. It honestly sounded unhinged. Chat was losing it. But keep this in mind. Look at who Akademiks actually call out. He avoided Blueface completely. He even admitted Blueface would beat him badly. But Meek, Lil Baby, those names don't scare him. And I genuinely think Akademiks believes he'd beat Lil Baby. Would it be competitive? Sure, in the sense that two beginners can be competitive, but it's not going to be this easy walkthrough he imagines. And calling Lil Baby a drug addict is rich. Akademiks is an alcoholic by his own admission. He said he hasn't missed a day of drinking since college. Think about how insane that actually is. Traveling, exhausted, life happening, and still never missing a day. That means drinking is a top priority, above everything else. Honestly, that's worse than half the stuff he accuses rappers of. But I won't lie, for pure entertainment value, I'm locked in. And then things escalated again because Akademiks doubled down, and Aiden Ross would later confirm that Lil Baby actually responded. Aiden said yes, Baby is willing to fight Akademiks for the right bag. No games, no trolling, straight business. Aiden says Baby told him, "I'll do it for the right money." That's it. Nothing emotional, just numbers. So now Aiden is openly asking for sponsors and promoters who can make this happen. He's saying everybody would get paid. The Baby gets paid, Akademiks get paid, Aiden gets paid. And then he throws out the wildest part. He says this could sell out the Kaseya Center, and honestly, he might not be wrong. Now here's my take. I like what I'm hearing, but I don't think enough people would come together to put up the kind of money Lil Baby would actually consider. We're not talking about small bags. This would need to be at least 5 to 10 million, and I don't think that's ducking at all. If Akademiks wouldn't accept a lowball offer proportional to his own value, why would Baby? It goes both ways. Akademiks would look at a small offer and say he has too much to lose for peanuts. The same logic applies here. That said, if they really sold out the arena, the event would be massive. It would be huge. I can't lie, I'd love to see it happen. And if it does, I'm rooting for Lil Baby. No hesitation. I want the rapper to win. It would be wild to watch. And let's be real, the memes would be legendary. Akademiks haters would eat for months. But I honestly think Akademiks are way too confident here. I don't doubt Lil Baby at all. Being a shooter and being able to squabble are two different things, and we've seen that before. Now, if I had to put odds on this actually happening, I'd say about 15%. Normally, I'd say 5%, but Aiden Ross being involved changes things. He's proven he can put together fights nobody thought would ever happen. Still, though, the chances are slim, almost none. But I want to know what y'all think. Who do you think would win, Akademiks or Lil Baby? And also, realistically, how does Lil Baby even get to 180 at that height? That's not easy either. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.